2025 meeting of the Delaware County Board of Commissioners. And I would like Jeff Sell, please, to lead us in the pledge. I forgot to introduce you guys. Okay.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Jeff. I am Barb Lewis, president for this year, and to my left is our vice president, Jeff Benton. To my right, fellow commissioner Gary Merrill, our administrator, Tracy Davies, our deputy administrator, Don Houston, and our general counsel and deputy administrator, Eric Hostetler, and Allie and Jennifer are our clerks today. We can begin.
Resolution number 25-357 in the matter of approving electronic record of proceedings from regular meeting held May 12, 2025.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 25-357. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
We do not have any public comment today, so that brings us to item number 3. Resolution number 25-358 in the matter of approving purchase orders, set-in-now certificates, and payments of warrants in batch number CM APR 0514 and memo transfers in batch number MT APR 0514.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion, vote.
Vote on motion 25-358. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Resolution number 25-359 in the matter of recognizing May 2025 as Foster Care Appreciation Month in Delaware County.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Commissioners. Bob Anderson with Job and Family Services. During the month of May, we honor and celebrate our foster parents, their selfless acts, and the kinship providers for providing guidance, mentorship, supporting families while our youth look for permanency and or reunification. We cannot thank our parents and our kinship caregivers enough for what they do. We actually hosted a dinner the other night honoring the foster parents. Without them, many of our youth would be placed out of county. They would have to go to different types of facilities. And it's just the work they do and their dedication and commitment to our youth is unfounded and very much appreciated. And so that you don't have to listen to me much this morning, I am inviting Lynn up to kind of fill in the blanks and provide the statistics. Lynn and her staff work extremely hard, not only recruiting foster parents, but finding placements throughout the year for our youth.
Welcome, Lynn.
Yeah.
Good morning.
No, gosh.
I'm going to do some recruiting here. Good morning, Lynn Stacy for the Department of Job and Family Services. We currently have 18 foster to adopt licensed homes through Delaware County, 2 adopt-only homes, and we have 1 home study in process. We currently have 12 kids in care, which is extremely phenomenal considering the size of our county. When I tell other people from other counties, they look at me like I've lost my mind because they're looking at hundreds of kids in care. Out of those 12, we have 6 of our kids in our homes. We have about 25 children in kinship placements, which are all over the state of Ohio, and we go and do kinship home study assessments before we place those kids. We have 4 youth in permanent custody, of whom Dante is 1. 3 of those kids have already been matched with adoptive families and will hopefully be adopted by September of this year. Out of our other kids in placement, we have 1 in treatment foster care, 1 in a nursing home. She's in permanent custody, and the hope is that she will be adopted this year as well. We have a family that came forward and is very interested and very active in learning her treatment regimen, her occupational physical therapy, medications, etc. Dante is in a group home, and 3 kids in residential right now. Dante came into care about 3 years ago after his mother pretty much abandoned him and 2 cousins. The cousins have both since been adopted. Dante's what I've called a sleeper. When I see him, white cake, Miss Lynn, very short putting words together. And apparently I was right, he's a sleeper. He can actually communicate. The teacher at his school has had him, has insisted that he use complete sentences. For example, a while back, he walked up to her and need cookie, and she didn't respond, so he finally said, Mrs. Smith, Dante needs a cookie, please. What is significant about this young man, he'll be 19 in September of this year. He is on the autism spectrum. He's a fantastic kid. My goal has been all along to find him an adoptive home before I retire. And yesterday at school, he received 4 awards, which is phenomenal. One was Outstanding Personal Achievement, one was Most Improved Verbal Communication, Perfect Attendance, and he also received a plaque for leadership, which is, again, the sky's the limit with this kid. As Bob said, we have great foster and adoptive families. They get calls at 2 and 3 in the morning. We are in the office trying to find a bed. We'll bring the child to you. Do you want to come in? I'll come in and pick up the child. We review everything. They're really the ones that do the work 24/7. We just help provide case management through the ongoing case, and then the 2 assessors, Matt and Addie, and I provide support to them as they need, whether they need respite. You're having a meltdown. You have kids. You know, these kids don't come with a list of what their behaviors and their issues are, so it's trial and error for some. So thank you very much for your support of Children's Services and the department. It's appreciated.
Boy. It's hard to know what to say because there's so much. I mean, in meeting the families the other night, and as we always do when we're at the banquet, it just amazes me at what they do with such an open heart, and I mean literally, you know, it's not always easy, and but yet they take this on, and even year after year, and even different foster children, and then sometimes they're adopted, and I know the one just a terrific gal who I was talking with, they had 2 of their own kids, but then 2 were adopted, and they all get along real well, all the kids. I mean, it's just, yeah.
The little girl is ours, and she'll be adopted. That's one of the ones I hope will be finalized by September.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
the 3 boys are older, and she runs that household, and Dad is wrapped around the pinky. She turned 5, she'll be 6 in October of this year, and she literally runs the house. She's got the attitude to do it, too.
She did, yeah.
And those boys are rough and tough, down and dirty. I mean, and she competes with them. You can knock her down, but she gets back up and she fends for herself. She is a tough cookie. This is the 2nd time she's been placed with them. Originally, it was due to substance abuse by birth mom. Close to 2 years, child was reunified, and then short time after that, she came back into care. So out of her 5.5 years of life, she's been in foster care for about 4 years. And it's been with the same family, so it's, I mean, she knows them as mom, as dad, and dad, and those are her brothers. So.
Right. I did say, well, gee, okay, got the 3 older boys, and then, you know, the younger gal, and how's that work? And then she said the same thing. Oh, she handles them really well.
She does.
Yeah, which is just heartwarming too. And Jeff, I want to call you out too for all you do and your capacity there. If you could tell us a little bit about that.
I'm the Protective Services Administrator, and I basically give them a little bit of guidance, and they do it all. So.
Right.
We have a lot of state and federal regulations that we have to stay on top of. Lots of different systems that get implemented. We have the new Department of Youth Services, or
Sure.
Children and Youth.
Oh, gosh, and I know, Lynn, you're on a campaign. You've got your...
I'm on a mission.
Yeah. Commissioners, comments?
You would read this, or you wait for after comments?
I guess we could go ahead and pass the resolution and then...
Okay, well, I'll just make a couple of comments,
Yeah.
and then Commissioner Benton can make comments, and then, I always enjoy going to this event. It sounds like what I say is always redundant, because it sounds like last year's statements, but the families that step forward and say, I will make a difference in the community for the benefit of this child, or in some cases, multiple children. These are exceptional people, and in what I believe is an exceptional county. And a shout out to all the foster parents, whether they're currently have children in the home or waiting for that opportunity. And some often leads to adoption, and that's fantastic. And I also want to give a shout out to Job and Family Services. Three of you here represent JFS, but I think we do as good a job, as compassionate job, and we take care of our kids, and they are our kids because we're responsible for them. And the three of you and the rest of the department do an outstanding job in supporting these families who are willing to step forward and say, I'm willing to make a difference. So thank you as well.
Absolutely. Commissioner Bennett?
Yeah, I apologize for missing the dinner the other night. Had a family situation come up that I had to attend to, but I always enjoy it. It's a great event, and thanks to you, Lynn, Jeff, Bob, for taking such good care of our foster kids. It is remarkable. Bob, you mentioned 12, or no, maybe Lynn, I think you mentioned 12 kids in foster care in a county of 240,000 people. I mean, that is remarkable. It shows a lot of things. I mean, one, you do a great job of getting kids in, getting them adopted, so you don't have a big pool, that just stay in foster care in perpetuity. And it shows what a caring community we are. We take care of our kids. So again, just thanks for all you do. It's great to take a month and recognize everything you do and take care of the kids that really need it. So thank you.
Okay, why don't we vote and then we'll read the proclamation.
Okay, resolution, vote on motion 25359. Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Hi.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Okay, I'm privileged with reading the proclamation. So, whereas more than 15,000 children and youth are placed in kinship homes, foster care, and residential centers in Ohio. And whereas more than 7,200 families know it takes 100% heart to foster in Ohio, uplifting children and youth during an uncertain time in their lives. And whereas parents, kinship caregivers, foster families, and facility staff play an important role in the reunification journey of approximately 10,800 children and youth in 2024. And whereas Delaware County currently has 25 children placed with kinship caregivers, 6 placed in family foster homes, 1 placed in a treatment foster home, and 4 placed in residential nursing home facility placements. And whereas Delaware County currently has 1 licensed foster-only home, 17 licensed foster to adopt homes, and 2 adopt-only licensed homes. And whereas dedicated kinship and foster families, along with school staff and community members, provide lifelong support for children so they can have positive outcomes during their journey to permanency. And whereas engaging youth, building supports, strengthening opportunities is the theme for National Foster Care Month. Now therefore be it resolved that the Delaware County Board of Commissioners hereby recognize May 2025 as Foster Care Appreciation Month in Delaware County. Signed by Commissioner Jeff Benton, Commissioner Barb Lewis, and Commissioner Gary Merrill. And again, thank you.
And now we'll get a picture. Thank you. Thank you.
Item number 5, resolution number 25-360, in the matter of objecting to the City of Sunbury's proposed tax increment financing incentive district exemptions for the development known as Woodland Lake.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Good morning, Eric Hostetler, Deputy County Administrator and General Counsel. The board received notice from the City of Sunbury of their intent to establish TIF incentive districts for a parcel that is on the west side of I-71. The development is known as Woodland Lake, and this would be a residential TIF. Consistent with the board's practice, we're submitting this objection. That gives us an opportunity to negotiate an agreement with Sunbury or receive compensation if we can't successfully negotiate an agreement. County Administrator and I did have a meeting with City Administrator Daryl Hennessy, so he's aware that this objection is coming, and we've already started talking about what an agreement might look like. So I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
Any questions?
No, thank you, Eric.
Okay, thank you. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 25-360. Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Resolution number 25-361, in the matter of approving transfer of funds.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion.
Morning, Commissioners. Justin Nabi, Director of Finance. This request would authorize a transfer of the quarterly casino tax receipts, and these monies will be going to the Capital Acquisitions Fund, and the monies will be used for vehicle and equipment purchases.
Okay. Vote, please.
Vote on motion 25-361. Mr. Benton?
Aye.
Mrs. Lewis?
Aye.
Mr. Merrill?
Aye.
Great, thank you.
Thank you, Justin.
That brings us to Administrator report.
Good morning, Commissioners. Tracy Davies, Administrator. The Transportation Improvement District Board meeting was yesterday, and a couple items that I thought I would share. Exciting news about the 36 interchange. That will get, the first phase will get under construction this fall. And the bids actually came in 25% below estimate, which was amazing. So hopefully we'll be able to transfer some of our track funding over to future phases. We'll be working with Morpsey on ODOT on that. Also, the Orange Road Railroad grade separation, that continues to move along. We're kind of in a holding pattern trying to get feedback from the railroad, but anticipate that that project might start in late 2027, but likely more into 2028. Also, the board approved an agreement with Orange Township for the next phase of Vail Canyon Road. That project also came in a little bit under the estimate as well, so all good news there. And then the final project we talked about was the Stockwell Road improvements. This is a joint project between the TID, Berkshire, Kingston, Porter, and Trenton townships. And they'll be applying for OPWC funds, and hopefully that will be successful as well. That's all I have.
Very good. A lot going on.
Yeah, definitely.
Good report, thank you.
I have nothing today, thank you.
All right, anything? Okay, all right. Commissioner Merrill.
Well, we've already talked about the foster care celebration, so I really won't add anything to it other than we should be very appreciative of these families. Commissioner Ben and I, he said he was at the other end of the photo, and
Yeah.
we really didn't talk, but the ribbon cutting yesterday was very impressive. I've not been out to the facility for the helpline, and a beautiful facility, much more so than the tour of the house we took about 2 years ago.
Yeah.
And they have a really nice facility now, and
That's good.
had an opportunity to meet the new executive briefly.
Great.
And I did encourage her to maybe come to session, introduce herself.
Oh, good.
So she may reach out to you for that. Maybe she's already done it.
Oh,
No, not yet.
Okay, but so the opportunity for her to introduce herself, and I believe she came from the Toledo area. And other than that, I have nothing else to report. Well, I'll take that back. Busy day. We have a COIC board meeting this afternoon, and it's also the annual meeting. And that's over in Marysville, and then from there I will hustle over to the Renaissance Hotel for the CCAO board retreat, which is Thursday, Friday. So going to be busy next couple of days, and with that, I'm finished.
Yeah, on the helpline, Tanya is the new director's name, and she seemed very enthusiastic and so on. Sue Hanson was there, the previous director, for 29 years, I think it was.
29 years.
And I had that same thought as the tour of that house on Franklin Street, where they were all shoehorned in. You know, what what a change. I love the house that they were in, but it
It
just
was
didn't, it wasn't a good fit.
Oh, it was hard, I mean, my gosh.
Oh, yeah, it's
You
hard
had
to get
hold
around.
on her so you didn't trip down the stairs.
So anyway, great news for Helpline and good organization, and they'll continue to do well, I'm sure. Got the State of the County Chamber presentation today.
We forgot about that.
Our own Commissioner Lewis is again the featured speaker. So
Well,
I know there are others,
yeah,
but you'll be
yeah.
the best.
Well, thank you. Oh, my goodness.
So,
Yes, we have Dana McDaniel, who heads our economic development team. He's going to be talking about economic development and a subject which he excels at. And then we have Rob Riley, too,
Yep.
who will be speaking. I always remember when we have these, so many of the questions go to Rob.
Yeah.
Well, what about
people want to know about roads.
Jones Lane up north? And,
Yeah, but remember, Commissioner Lewis, often when Rob's here, you ask him questions about roads.
Oh, did I really? Okay. Okay, all right. Well, we do not have executive.
No, we do not.
Okay, therefore, we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Short and sweet.
That was a quicker one.